Welcome back to the Channel Apex family. I'm Brian. Today we are going to take a look at the lamb's wool pad. This is a Natural Shearling lamb's wool attached to an angled beveled pad. This is a Barjack cutting lamb's wool pad. This is about $10 to $12 depending on what size, 5-inch or 6-inch. Nice and plush, 60,000 fibers per square inch. And I'm excited to show you what this thing can do. Let's get to work. This here is the whole Barjack polish pad family as a whole, 3 foam pads. So a finishing and a jeweling pad, a one-step enhancement pad, and a cutting foam pad. And then you have a microfiber cut and finish pad, and then you have a wool pad that we will be looking at today. The Barjack Natural Lamb's Wool Pad is made to leave the clear coat finish with less swirl or scratches and hazing than conventional wool pads. It's a natural fiber, and they're tapered, and they have scales that cover each fiber shaft. And you can see how plush and thick these fibers are that are attached to the beveled foam interface. And then you have the hook and loop in the back here. I found so far that the adhesive that connects all of these laminations has really been tough so far is the emphasis. And the delamination is a killer on most of these pads that I fall in love with, but so far so good in this one here. It's a more durable fiber that can be compressed and still recover its natural shape as you use it. Less of the fibers flying up into the air, getting up into your nose and causing lint flying everywhere. So there's less shedding. And it comes with a 1/4-inch interface to absorb the downward pressure. This is meant to be teamed up with a rotary polisher, which we have here ready to go, and your favorite cutting compound. So I'm going to mask off an area, show what imperfections we're going to try and go after with this pad. Team it up all together with this aggressive combination here and see what this pad can do. Okay, let me find the worst part of this hood, and it looks like it's going to be right here. And we'll mask an area off. We'll try to remove all of the imperfections within this area within a couple passes using the pad. I'm excited to see what this will do. And we're all set up for it, so let me grab you off the stand and let you show you at different angles all of the imperfections that are within this working area. We have lighter 3000 grit marks, 2500 grit. We have some serious 1500, 1800 grit. We have some scratches from when the hood was attached to the vehicle. We have etching, and we have burn marks from chemicals and bird doo-doo. And we have just about everything you can think of damage-wise on this little section. I guess that's why the hood is not on the vehicle anymore. It was hit right here, and the impact just completely devastated. The hood had to be replaced. Let's see what we can do with all this mess. Again, we're going to team it up with rotary. It's going to be the correct 6-inch pad to match up perfectly with the hook and loop backing. And then we have our ACA 500, the designed alpha ceramic alumina abrasives. Okay, I tried to find you a position and an angle where there's some above head light shining down. That way you can see the progress. You can see we're starting with a hell of a mess, and you'll see what we finish with as well. Let's bring the polisher over here. Get this attached center as we can for a nice smooth ride. That's okay, but it could be better. Boy, that hook and loop really grabs on. Wow. Let's try this again. Let's try and get this nice and centered. All right, so what we want to do next is, let me grab the polish. We want to Shake up our polish, get that nice rich formula mixed up. We want to prime this. You don't want to just put a couple dots on here and go to work with most of the fibers dry, touching the surface. No need to dry hump this hood here. So we're going to do this. We're going to prime some of those fibers. I'm not going to get all of them because it's so plush, but that's what I would do to get it primed, get it started. Now, unlike on a long throw polisher where the polish likes to work itself out to in, on a rotary, it likes to work itself from the inside and sling out. So I always like to put my little dots close together towards the center of the pad, if that makes sense. Let me make sure I have enough cord. Yep, good there. Now, get some product down on the panel, spread it out, starting on the lowest speed setting. Now, right off the bat, we saw a little bit of the fibers flying off from shipping, and that should stop really quick. All right, so we have it spread out. With just the weight of the polisher, we are going to have the weight of the polisher as pressure, maybe a little bit from my hands. And we're going to have the polisher between the 3rd and 4th speed setting, and we're going to move the polisher within correction speed. I don't go crazy with the rotary polisher. One thing you're going to see with me is I'm very consistent with just about every polisher with its movement, under control and very deliberate. And that's for a reason. Okay, we're going to stop there. With the compound that I used, 3D, we're going to be able to get pass from left to right and then up and down. And because these fibers, because the air whisks between them and there's a lot of good airflow, the good thing is the cut is cool. It's a cool correction, but it dries out your polish and your compound very quickly. I hope that makes sense. So we would have to load up the pad and then go back to work again until we're happy with where we're at. I'm just going to stop here. I'm not looking for perfection. This channel isn't all, rainbows and ponies. I want to show realistic results and I want to stop after just 2 passes and show you what it looks like. And we could do some more after that, but I want to show you where we're at now. And what I'm looking for is what have we removed and how deep did we cut. This is very hard, stubborn GM-like clear coat, almost like a C7, C6 Corvette. And I also want to see what hazing is left behind, because there's always going to be hazing left behind after the use of an aggressive wool pad. So let me wipe off the residue, pull off the tape, and we'll see where we stand after these 2 steps. Pull off the tape. Oh, have a little bit of residue there. Okay. All right, I know you can already see there's improvement, but let me show you. So we're going from this, where the light above just looks like a glowing orb with no definition, and the definition's starting to come back here. Now, because it's so aggressive, this is the haze that it leaves behind, and you're always going to need a second or maybe even a third step. So it'll be a multi-step correction when you use this pad, but it will cut to the chase. And you can see how far we dug in there, removing these imperfections. And the only deep scratch that is, protruding and really showing itself is the one where it dug the paint off of the clear coat paint and primer. This is down to the bare metal, and so is that one. Very, very aggressive. Very, very. There's some deeper scratches here that I know another pass would be able to improve. There's some, not many. This is very aggressive. So what do you want me to do? Should I jump to a finish pad, clear this up and see where we stand? The finish isn't going to do any work except for remove the haze. So it's not like it's going to dig that much deeper. What I would like to do is go over this section one more time and really see what we can get, and then finish it down and see where we stand. And I can tell you now, it cuts quickly. It won't take you a lot of time to get around the car. So let's do that. Let me do one more pass with the rotary, see what I can go after, finish it down, and show you the results. You'll probably be very pleasantly surprised and impressed. Let me lay the tape down once again as close as I can get it to where I had it before. Very anxious to use this on a hammered Corvette. And sooner or later, I always get one in. So I may not have one in now, but it's not long before I get a Corvette back on the channel, as a Corvette always has a piece of my heart. So it's already primed. And what I would do normally is, before loading up again, is clean off the pad, either with forced air. Forced air for me and wool is going to be the best way to clean it up a bit. So let me load it up one more time. Spread out the product. And let me do 2 more passes, and then we'll finish it off. Very nice. Now, what I can share with you is the ride with this pad across the panel is very smooth. No skipping whatsoever, no grabbing, no out of control wobbling or skipping. Very, very nice and easy to work with. It's like air floating across the panel. So, now, let me wipe off the residue, and without stopping, the recording, I want to do as little editing as possible. I am going to, let me grab a battery. I'll load up a polish on here. Grab a battery over here. I have one charged, it's just that it's sitting on the charger. Sorry about all the dead air there. But again, I don't want to edit. I want you to see these results. Let me finish this. Get rid of the hazing so you can see really what this pad has done. So a finishing polish and pad can't do any heavy lifting. It can only kind of really clean up from multi-step corrections and maybe do some paint enhancements. But that's about as far as it goes when it comes to cutting power. What you're going to see as soon as I wipe this off is 99% of the work done with the wool pad. And now that it's cleared up, let me amaze your eyes. First, I want to show you the surrounding areas. What don't you see? We'll get to what you will see in the center, but you don't see a ton of fibers and splatter and, you know, a normal old wool pad. You would have fibers everywhere. Now, let's get down to it. We're going from this to that. Look at the metallic blue, all those different colors. Tell me what colors you see in the metallic. I see silver, I see green. What a gorgeous color. And we can now see that thanks to the wool pad. And it even made this scratch look a little bit better. And where was the other one? Here? No, there. Let's go search for, I see chips. Some really, the only thing that is left are scratches through the clear coat, guys. Let me know what you think. Huge, huge results in no time at all. You are going to, because it's a wool pad, need to finish down. That is a given. No free lunches when it comes to results like this. You're going to have to put in the work, but look at the results. Guys, this pad will cut to the chase. It will get you to where you want to go quickly and efficiently. You can get around the car, no matter if you do this professionally or if you're an enthusiast. And if you're an enthusiast, hey, you get to spend more time enjoying your car than working on it. At this point, these fibers are just starting to get matted down. And before I load up product, I like to clean it off. If you don't want to do it between every load of your polish or compound, at least before you jump from one panel to another. This is the way I do it. I just turn the polisher on a low speed setting, and I take forced air from the inside out, back in again. That is it. You are done. I want to bring the pad over and show you what it looks like all cleaned up. All the fibers standing back on end again, ready to get to work. They're not matted together, twisted together, and they are efficient and ready to do some work. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. Please let me know what you think about these down in the comment section, and if you want to try them. I'll try to remember to get a link for that down there somewhere in the description box so you can at least follow it and learn a little bit more about it. Don't hoard these pads. If you have a bunch of pads, don't worry about it. Just use what you have. And if you want to try something different at some point, or maybe you need something a little bit quicker, more aggressive and efficient, then maybe give it a try. But don't do what I do and just fill your drawers up and your cabinets and your shelves full of product. It's not a very good investment. It's not a wise investment. Just order what you need. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.